I call the shots, I never call it quits. Trust my intuition, better spraying, bitch, it often is. Seen too many others come and go, they had the wrong intent. Do it out of love and never for it, then I watch it get bigger than expected. No second guess it, I let it set in. It's God's plan, we out here only accepting blessings. I'm stuck with it, this mindset is terminal. In and out different terminals, leveling up is personal. And I already made it, y'all can miss me. It's hard to believe I made something from nothing. No hindsight discussions, I've been writing, I love it.
Welcome to the 3 Gig Sports Podcast, where we are never wrong, just sometimes misinformed. This is Danny G sitting alongside my guys Rio and Jimmy tonight, and we've got a fun interview about to go down. Who are we talking to tonight, Rio?
Tonight we have Cole Hanna. I'm saying that correctly, right, Cole?
Yeah, you are.
All right, and I believe you are a grad transfer kicker, right?
Yes, sir, I am.
So kind of just to kick this off, when did you start playing sports? You know, back in high school, and and what did you play?
Yeah, so I've been playing sports my entire life. I played basically anything imaginable growing up, from baseball, tennis, football, soccer, just kind of basketball. I just played it all. And once I got to college, or once I got to high school, I kind of started to focus a little bit more. I played baseball and football through high school. So baseball was always my true passion. My dream was to play in the MLB. That was always what I wanted to do. And so that's what I kind of put most of my time into when I was younger. Playing travel ball, played for high school. I'm middle infielder, shortstop, second base. Play a little bit outfield if necessary, but just kind of really focus on baseball growing up. And I started playing football in, honestly, the 4th grade. Started playing tackle football and played through, into youth ball into high school, and played different positions, receiver, defensive back, that kind of thing. And I got to high school, and to be honest, I kind of stopped growing and really wasn't as fast as everybody, and kind of realized that, I wanted to kick, and kind of went with that direction. Figured if I was going to go to college, kicking was probably my ticket to get there. So I started focusing more on kicking, still playing baseball, and played baseball through high school, and eventually. And so I stopped after that, and started getting recruited for football, and went and realized that that's what I wanted to do, and put a lot of time and effort and money into it, and invested in myself, and got me to South Carolina.
Heck yeah! Where did you grow up at? Where's your hometown?
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Norcross, Georgia, a suburb of Atlanta. It's about 25 minutes outside of downtown Atlanta. And born and raised, grew up there, always went through the public education there. Elementary school, middle school, went to Norcross High School, which is one of the largest population-wise schools in the state of Georgia. If not, when I was there, actually, it was the largest. We had about 3,800, almost 4,000 students.
Holy cow, that is that's a lot for sure.
Yeah.
So you guys are about the same distance. The town you're from is about the same distance away from your major city as we are from our major city, which I'm sure you've heard of Mason City, Iowa.
Nope.
Nope.
He's like, what?
What is that? So tell us a little bit about what the recruiting process was like how they came in, what they pitched you on, what ultimately sold you on going to South Carolina.
Yeah, so it's honestly it's kind of a whirlwind. You're so excited about going through it when you start. I mean, Norcross is a big high school, like I said. We were always kind of a powerhouse in football. When my freshman year, we were coming off 2 state championships and the highest classification. So we were getting guys recruited out of our high school. One you might know, like Alvin Kamara, into my high school.
Oh, okay.
So Lorenzo Carter is now on the Falcons. He was drafted by the Giants. So we were probably in the top 5 of high schools with current guys in the NFL. So we've had a lot of recruits come through, which is obviously great news when you're a young guy and you're trying to get recruited, because coaches are just coming through. You got, my sophomore year, Kirby Smart's, flying in on the helicopter to look at some of our seniors. Like obviously that's a good sign. And so I was in the right spot. And so I started getting recruited, not really till like junior year maybe. They have all these kicking camps you can go to, the Chris Saylor, Coles. You can go get ranked. So I did that as they tell you to do, go get ranked and go to camps and perform. And, I would never really consider myself a camp guy. I mean, I think it was very different than an actual game-like situation. You're normally going to kick one football in a game versus at these camps you're kicking 15, 20, 30 kicks in a row, which you have to do, but I was just never really suited my style, I guess. So I went to those. I think the highest I was ever ranked in my class was 20, 21, which obviously is still really good. And definitely helped me get noticed. I wouldn't say college coaches, if you're in the top 15, maybe 20, they'll really look at that. If not, they see you're ranked and then they want to see you in person. They want to see you kick live for them. So I did that, got ranked. I got invited to, a top 40 camp out in down in Tampa. Actually, 2 top 40 camps were kind of some of the top 30 kids from my class and 10 from the class below us got to go and basically kick and compete. And I always did well, and so that definitely helped. And have those guys talking to coaches for me, and also having my high school behind it, and having my high school coach reaching out to coaches for me. And so, but I kind of started to go to college camps and kick for the coaches. I found that was the best way for me to one, get in touch with the coaches because they want you there because you're paying money.
Yeah.
2, right? I mean, 2, it's a reason for them to look at you, and if you kick well, and they notice you. So I did a lot of college camps. So I went to a South Carolina camp going into my junior year. Actually, that was one of the first ones I went to because it was close by. I went to kick at Maryland Air Force Academy. Went down to Troy, Mercer, so all the local places. I went and kicked for their coaches, and so the 2 I kicked the best at were South Carolina and the Air Force Academy, and those were the 2 that basically after the camp I walked away with offers. So I mean, it's they see how you perform. You kick good, you get rewarded. So once that kind of went down, to be honest, I really thought I wanted to go to the Air Force Academy. I went through that whole process, basically told the coach, I'm like, look, if you offer me, I'll commit. Like, I really want to go there. And I went and kicked out. I went to Colorado and kicked really well. They offered me basically on the spot, but they kind of gave me what they call what they have blue chips, which are like basically straight up offers. But I'm sure, as you guys kind of know, the Air Force is a little bit different, where everybody there, it's free school, so it's not like they're giving you a scholarship.
Sure, yeah.
It is, but so they basically said, well, you're going to be competitive to get into school on your own. So if we don't have to use a blue chip on you, we're not going to. So if you can get in on your own, you're still going to be on the team, but we'd like to save that for another player, right? Fair enough. I was like, I'm going to get in on my own anyways. Being a little bit of a high school, a little confident, arrogant,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
like
but and so I went through the whole process, got nominations and stuff through my senator and my representative here, and so I got all that, filled out all my application and stuff, and then I actually ended up getting medically disqualified for, you won't believe it, eczema.
Oh, really?
And yeah, so they say don't report it, and you can get a waiver for all that stuff. And so I was going through that whole process, and I really just, as I was going through that process, I just kind of realized, really this might not be for me, and so that really, I've always wanted to play SEC football, and they were recruiting me the hardest. They obviously have the biggest budget to recruit the hardest, so they were sending me stuff in the mail every day. Their coach came to visit me, every other week. I went on the visits, flashy, do the photo shoot and all that fun stuff. And so I split time in high school with a guy named Jake Camarda. He was a punter, mostly punter, but also kicked as well. And he was going on a full ride to Georgia. So he kind of helped me get noticed as well, just having that behind my name. So he'd be like, well, you better be careful. They're going to have you ready to commit once you go up there. And yeah, they definitely did. So I went up to South Carolina, did the photo shoot, did all that stuff. They went through their whole pitch like, you don't want to go to Air Force, you want to come here. And I mean, maybe a few weeks later, I was like, yeah, I think so. So I ended up choosing South Carolina probably, the week before signing day. I went as a preferred walk-on, so I didn't really have to sign, but just go and earn your way. And I had academic money, so financially that was a good thing, and it wasn't much more than out of state, which would basically give me in-state tuition. And I went there, and best 4 years of my life. So
yeah, sounds like it, man. You had a heck of a journey. Kind of a battle going through. You sound like a pretty smart guy, so school-wise, getting in everywhere, but just a few obstacles having to clear and whatnot to go to your eventual home. How did your high school career go, and your team while you were there? How did that go?
Yeah, so like I said, we were coming in. So like my 7th and 8th grade year, they won back-to-back state championships, nationally ranked, played on ESPN, had all these top guys. I think from those two teams, they have about 5 or 6 guys in the NFL right now, which is unheard of for a high school.
Yeah.
So going into that, it's exciting, and you obviously have that oomph behind you. I'm a freshman. We play a game on ESPN my freshman year against our rival, who we had beaten in the state championship the year before. It's all eyes on you. It kind of puts a little pressure on you. Luckily, I kind of walked in as a freshman. There was a senior kicker who, him and I kind of duked it out a little bit. And, he was a senior. He had won 2 state championships. I'm not going to beat him out, So him and I kind of duked it out, and he won that job as he should have. And we were okay my freshman year. We lost in the first round of playoffs. And, our team was average. We had lost, I think the year before, we had lost like 50 seniors from the football team. That's outrageous. Our the biggest.
That's
I think we had 100.
A lot of guys to replace.
Yeah, no, it is. And I think we had my freshman year. I think we had about 160, 170 guys in the football program. My coach has a no cut policy, and wants to get guys on the team to be able to keep them out of trouble, honestly, and it helps with the whole culture of the program is just amazing because of that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So my junior year, we were okay again. We lost the first round. I took over the starting job, split a little bit of time. So like I said, I kicked with a kid named Jake Camarda, and he actually just got drafted in the 4th round as a punter to the Tampa Bay Bucks this year, which is pretty unheard of for punters.
Yeah.
Drafted that early.
Absolutely.
So it was a blessing and a curse. You are splitting time. We were probably. He was definitely by far. He was the best punter in the nation in our class, top 5 kicker in our class, and I'm still a pretty good kicker, probably top 5 in the state kicker. Coming out of high school, and we're on the same team, and so it's a blessing and a curse. Our coach did a really good job of splitting our time. He was better than me, honestly. He was, and this future NFL guy who now is in the NFL, it's like you knew it when we were in high school. It's the coach is obviously going to give him more playing time, but going to give it to me, because he knows that I'm good and I'm capable. So sophomore year, I want to say I was 8 of 10 on field goals, which is pretty good, along with like 42 maybe. And didn't go back too far. Sophomore in high school, they kept it within range, but and then Jake handled the kickoffs and stuff. So I never really did much kickoffs, which I didn't have the biggest leg, so that was fine with me. I just wanted to score points.
Right, for sure.
So then junior year was probably the best team I was on. I think we finished 11-1. We lost in the second round to a red hot Lowndes team in South Georgia. the first round they play, I forget who they played in the first round. They put up 96 points in the first round.
Holy cow.
Yeah, so they were coming in. We're like, oh, crap. Like, this is not good. I mean, we were a great team. Our quarterback now is in the Phillies organization playing baseball. Could have gone probably anywhere really for football as well. We had so many guys on that team are playing college ball now. So that was a fun year. I mean, they came in to our place and they beat us, and so okay, you can't be. I mean, they put 56 up on us, and okay, like
yeah. What do you do?
I missed kicking the game, and you're pissed, but like,
well, you kept them out of the 90s, so
yeah.
Let us score 90.
I mean, it's you're just there's nothing you can do. It's just a bad draw. We could have maybe not faced them to the playoff or to the finals. Who knows? So.
Right.
That is what it is, but I mean, it's still that was our best year. We were 11-1, and we won our region. We you do that in high school. For us as a powerhouse of the state, you're not, you expect more always, but for any other high school program, that's amazing. So.
Oh yeah.
So obviously, a lot to look up to, and that team was a ton of fun. And so senior year, we were probably honestly that was our worst year of my 4 years. We actually were really good. No, I wouldn't say really good. We were good, but better than our record. We finished 5-6. We lost in the first round of the playoffs. It was kind of hard. It was my coach's first losing season in 20 years.
Whoa! They didn't axe him right after, did they?
No. He's been. We lost 3 games by 3 points.
Oh.
So just you can't make that stuff up. We're winning the game. Our head coach actually, we're destroying a team. We get 2 sideline interferences. Which in Georgia, I think it's super rule is automatic coach ejection. So our coach got ejected because 2 players bumped into the ref. We were just destroying this team. And so he gets ejected. He's out the next game. So he had to miss the next game. Going into halftime, we gave up a Hail Mary, which if your head coach is there, that doesn't happen,
Right.
And then we're up by 4 with 2.5 minutes to go, and they're punting the ball to us, and we muff the punt. They get the ball, score. This stuff obviously, I'm graduated at college now, and I still remember this 6 years ago, ingrained 4 years. It's just ingrained in you. So just unfortunate, but like I said, Norcross is a great school. It's an Ivy school. So academics is, really good. We put, a bunch of kids in Ivy League school every year. We are directly across the street from private school. There's 3 more right down the street. And I always wanted to go to the public school because it just opened my eyes to really the world way more. We have we're what they call a Title I school, so our school gets almost the highest amount of funding in the state. Because we have so many kids on free or reduced lunch, and growing up around that, I came from a much more fortunate background, but just being able to be exposed to that and be on a team with guys that didn't have cars and didn't live in the nice places, and I used to take a kid home that lived in an extended stay hotel. Just seeing that humbles you a lot, and it just gives you the opportunity to kind of not be really sheltered from a lot. So
from the real world, what's actually going on out there.
Right, and it is. So I wouldn't ever change my high school. I wouldn't change my time there. It's been a blessing.
Very cool. What is your longest kick in high school? What was it?
In a game, maybe 44. My senior year, Jake got everything that was 45 and up. He was I want to say he had 6 or 7 50-plus yard field goals senior year.
Oof.
Damn.
Like I said, he's in the NFL now. So that's unheard of for a high school. Yeah, that's unheard of. So I didn't get to attempt many long ones. In practice, I've kicked 60-yarder before.
There you go.
I thought you said your leg wasn't that strong.
Well,
I'm not kicking no goddamn 60-yarder. That's for damn sure. It may not.
There's a tornado coming.
Yeah, I actually, it's a funny story. I actually didn't hit the ball. I mean, I've probably hit a few, and my career was the first time I ever hit that. It was a live rep in practice. I wasn't even supposed to kick it, but my coach backed us up to see Jake kick, and Jake's like, "No," I'm like, "Cool, you hit one," and I didn't even hit that well, and it went in. So it's like, yeah.
So when you kick a long one, do you know immediately like, oh, that's good, or is there a little bit something in the back of your mind like, I don't know?
It's kind of 50-50. I mean, it's now, I would say nowadays, I've been kicking for so long now. Yeah, I know when I hit it. I mean, before I even look up, I know. Okay. From 60 yards, you never know. I mean, if you're outside and you have
a little bit of wind can
40
throw
feet
that
up in the air,
right?
Yeah.
It might keep it a yard or two, especially if you don't. I mean, that's 60 yards, so that's a lot of time for the ball to get affected.
Yeah.
Sure.
So maybe outside of 50, the pros know. I wouldn't say I hit the ball well enough to really know every single time if I hit a 50-yarder if it's good. I'd say, outside of 52, 53, it's like, okay, it's kind of a 50-50 shot. But I would also say, I mean, even in the pros, you look at, for instance, just University of Georgia. I mean, the best kicker in the history of University of Georgia, Kevin Butler, he was, I think, 52% from 50 yards or out. Like, you don't need to, I mean, that's half, right? Like,
Yeah.
You don't really need to be able to hit those. I mean, you do, but
Right.
You're not really expected to.
Right. It's
like
a
it
shot
isn't
in the
like
dark
it isn't
most
like you're getting the coach is getting pissed off if you miss it.
right.
They already know that, like, hey, we're trying to get points here. If it doesn't happen, whatever. I do have one question for you. That you said you've been to a bunch of camps and all that stuff. You obviously went and kicked for a bunch of universities too. I don't know if you do this, but I do know a lot. I do know a lot of kickers do. Maybe you could answer it for me. Why do kickers aim for the pole when they're practicing? Like me personally, like it's like it isn't like when I'm going out and shooting hoops or something, I'm not intentionally trying to hit the front part of the rim to bounce it in. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd be trying to aim right down the gut every time.
Yeah. I would say, one thing my coach always talked about, is that's good every now and then, but you don't want to do it every time you go kick. You don't want to do that. So basically, like a lot of times we'll do a drill where you're in the back of the end zone, like lined up with the uprights, and you try to hit that. So it's an accuracy drill. You're trying to be precise, and I mean, if you can hit something that's a few inches thick, you're obviously going to make it on a goalpost that's 10 feet wide or whatever. So it's more of a accuracy drill. But one thing my coach was like, you can do this every now and then, but you don't want to do it all the time because mentally, right? I mean, if you're thinking about hitting the post every time, it's not good if you're doing it every time, So,
who was that Philadelphia kicker? You remember they were showing video nonstop of him kicking this upright, like hitting the post. Like that's what he did all the time. And then the playoffs came and he chucked the post like twice. I'm like, this is the reason why you don't practice to hit the post. Try to hit the dead center, man. That's just in my own mind, though.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's kind of, we always had a joke at South Carolina, it's honestly, for how skinny the posts are, you would really think that, the ball wouldn't statistically hit it as much. And we just always made a joke that there was magnets in the poles. Like, I mean, we hit the poles so much. It's like, how is this possible? I mean, it's a ball that's a few inches thick, a post that's a few inches thick. It's like, have all the space, I mean, Phil's 53 yards wide. It's like, how does that happen? But, I mean, it definitely is. But I also think the margin of error, especially in college and in the pros, is so little that, like, I mean, that's a miss. I mean, most of my misses now are probably good in high school uprights, which are a little bit wider, so it's a small margin of error.
Well, I was to say that's one hell of a difference between even when I'm watching college football and NFL football. Your guys' margins are like way wider in college football. That's like the angles that you have to kick a regular field goal.
It's even wider in high school, which is crazy. I go back out of high school fields to kick, and you're like, holy crap, this is so wide. Then you get to college. They move it in. The pros, it's like almost inside the uprights.
Right. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So go ahead, Real.
Yeah.
You got it.
So you commit to South Carolina. Talk us through that journey and how that went for you.
Yeah, so I committed. I graduated high school in 2018. So Will Muschamp's the head coach, and he didn't really recruit me that much. It was more the special teams coach recruited me, and so I came in preferred walk-on, which to me, it wasn't really a big deal. I mean, I got into school on my own, and like I said, I had some academic money, so I wasn't really concerned about scholarship status or not. I mean, especially as a kicker, a lot of times, only the top kids in the class get a scholarship. So I wasn't concerned about that. I came in, I'm like, I'm gonna go get a scholarship. Going into my freshman year, we had a grad transfer that was supposed to be coming in. The two kickers the year before hadn't done amazing. Like, they had a rough year, which if you really dive into the stats, it wasn't that bad of a year, but statistically on paper, it looked pretty bad. I think they were maybe 11 of 20, 11 of 19 or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is not good. But if you look at the stats, I mean, I think all those misses were outside of 40 yards. So, I mean, that's, again, you're not as expected to make. You obviously got to make a few at the SEC level, right?
Right, yeah.
But if you make none, that's not very good. So they brought in a grad transfer from Kent State, and he was a hell of a kicker. Honestly, I modeled a lot of what I did after him. I kind of knew him coming in. I trained with him. A guy named Adam Smowski ran a kicking company called Hammer Kicking, and did a great job. And so he was grad transfer. I'm an incoming freshman. I learned a lot from him. We trained a lot in the summertime. He was hitting the ball okay. He wasn't hitting the ball great. He had some injury, and I was like, man, this kid's supposed to be the starter. I'm not that far behind him. I'm a true freshman. I'm excited. Well, as a walk-on coming in and a kicker, going into preseason camp, they don't take all 4 kickers we have on this roster. They'll probably take 2, maybe 3. So I wasn't in camp my freshman year, which, again, didn't bother me. We have a grad transfer kicker. I'm not competing for a job right now. He's going to be the guy. And I get back from camp, and that was not the case. Camp gets over, and our grad transfer just hadn't done well and was going to be the backup. And so basically he's like, I'm leaving. I'm transferring. It's my last year eligibility. I'm not going to sit the bench. Understandable. So he leaves. And a guy named Parker White, who had kicked the previous year and had a rougher year, he comes in and just doesn't miss. I mean, he just wasn't missing. And he had improved so much over the last year. And so he got the job. And for me, I'm like, crap, he's 2 years ahead of me. Okay, well, that's fine, right? That's okay. He's 2 years ahead of me. I'll redshirt. Really, I'll have 3 years after he leaves. Well, so we get down. I mean, Parker is, to me, one of the best kickers I've ever watched. He just doesn't miss. He's so accurate. He's got really good leg strength, but he doesn't blow you away. He doesn't hit the highest ball. He doesn't hit it the furthest. But like I said, he just is so consistent. I think in preseason camp he was, maybe 93%, maybe.
Wow.
Maybe even better. And then throughout the season he didn't miss. So he just got better and better and better. And it was a pleasure to be with him and to learn from him. And so I'm like, okay, well, his time will come to an end, and then it'll be open competition. So, well, then COVID hit.
Yeah.
So, which seems kind of like a common theme nowadays, then COVID happened. So when COVID happened, the NCAA gave everybody another year eligibility, and which was awesome at the time. And then I realized, well, Parker might be coming back, and he didn't have the year he wanted to because he wanted to go pro. He didn't have the year he wanted to, and I wouldn't say that was all on him. I think our team just wasn't that great that year. We were with COVID, we were 2-8, and so Muschamp got fired with about 3 games left, and so our team was honestly in shambles, to put it that way. We had guys opting out when he got fired,
right,
to go pro. So it was just a rough year for everybody, and so he decided that wasn't going to get him to the NFL, so he wanted to stay another year. Which, again, if I was in his shoes, I would have done the same thing. So I couldn't be mad, but it was, it's like, dang, there's another year, right? So I ended up sitting behind him for 4 years. All 4 years I was there. And like I said, he was a hell of a kicker, so you can't ever be mad about that. I don't really look back with regret or anything. So I still technically have 2 more years eligibility. And looking at it, we brought in a younger guy on scholarship, a kicker, and I actually live with him. His name's Mitch Jeter, hell of a kicker. There's another kid, his name's Alex Herrera, kicker, hell of a kicker. And so I just kind of looked at him like, look, I'm now the old guy they're not really going to invest in me. I'm not, these guys are honestly, they were better than me. And I'm like, well, I'm graduating, so I'll be done, and I'll go somewhere else and grad transfer and go play, And so I've lived the SEC experience, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. I wouldn't take it back for the world. Obviously, I wish some things had gone my way a little bit more, but at the end of the day, like, I've lived what I dreamed about as a kid, So
Yeah,
sure. SEC ball, and the experience and all. I mean, and you talk about these guys you've learned from, and I mean, you've had nothing but good things to say.
You can't buy that.
I know you can't buy that experience and everything they've helped you get on. So you grad transfer and you move on, and now where are you going?
Right. So next year I'm going to Carnegie Mellon up in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
So I'm undergraduate. I'm a civil engineer major. So Carnegie Mellon is top 5 engineering program in the country, and so I'm like, well, if I'm gonna go play one more year, I want to get a hell of a engineering degree.
Right.
Yeah.
And really, and
did I see that you were all SEC academic?
Yeah. So, I mean, yes, I was. So technically, I mean, you really only have to have like, I want to say a little over a 3.0 maybe to get that.
Hey, guess what we don't have sitting right here?
Yeah.
3.0.
No, we don't.
In SEC school.
I've hung those plaques. I mean, I'll wear that to my grave. I mean,
hell yeah, man.
I'm sitting there watching, SEC game day, and Tim Tebow's got the same plaque right behind him. It's like, well, that's pretty damn cool.
Hell yeah. Heck yeah.
So, I mean, yeah. So I definitely, I mean, academics has always really been my priority. I mean, I think that I'm not going to say never, but I mean, my chances, I knew going into college, my chances of going to NFL are low. I don't have this big leg. I'm not this, I just, that's okay. And that's okay. And so I knew that I was going to have to, make a name for myself academically and have to get a job after, football's going to come to an end eventually.
Well, yeah, but enjoy it as long as you
100%.
Possibly can, right?
Sure.
100%. And, right now I'm doing an internship, and, they offer me a job, and they're like, well, why do you want to go to grad school? Like, we're not going to, you can come work for us right now. And I'm like, well, my parents say this all the time. It's like, you can work for 40 years, so why not stay in school for one more year? Like, you're in school for 4, maybe 5 years, and then you can go work for 40 years. Like,
right.
Enjoy it.
Right. So, I mean, I'm fortunate enough to come from, my parents are able to financially back me for another year, which is, allow me to live my dream, and I can't really thank them enough for that. And some people don't have that opportunity, but I'm lucky enough to have that, and so I'm going to capitalize on that.
So what are we thinking about the football season then for Carnegie?
Oh man, I'm pumped. I mean, I still got to go. We're going to go compete, and I know they have some kickers now, and so I got to go compete and win a job. I mean, I've been around college football for 4 years, and I know that's nothing's given, everything's earned. So still got to go earn that. But Carnegie Mellon this year has a new coach. Their old coach, I don't know, I want to say 26 years he was there, so he retired this year. They won their conference last season.
Okay.
So they won their conference. They got rings. They made the Division III. So they made the Division III tournament. Unfortunately, had to forfeit due to COVID outbreak on the team.
Oh.
So they're kind of coming off that, which honestly I haven't talked to too many guys, but I feel like, I mean, if that were me, like, you'd be motivated for the next season. You'd be kind of pissed off. And
oh yeah, for sure.
Yep.
So that's definitely, I mean, for me, new coach, and I think that's a good thing for me because I'm the new guy too, so it's a little bit new for everybody. Most of the coaching staff didn't turn over, but you still have those, those guys that have been there, but you also have a new coach, so it's a little new for everybody, which I feel like will make it a little bit easier, transitioning for me coming in. I think I'm the only transfer that they're getting. Most, they don't get a lot of transfers in, mostly just freshmen that come in. But I think it'll be unique and, just an opportunity to go play more ball,
There we go.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
You had a chance to play with and really just, learn from a lot of really good kickers. It sounds like kicker, punter, the whole thing. And I'm a firm believer that iron sharpens iron, man. So when you go 100%. Up there, I think you'll be able to have a great year, man. Use everything that you've learned, and you can then be that guy, right, to help the other guys that are coming up to do the same thing. So that's awesome. Along with that education, dude, that's such a good plan for you.
Yeah, what is the plan with your civil engineer degree?
Yeah, so I graduated civil engineering. I am currently doing an internship with a construction company. It's called Kiewit. It's Fortune 500, one of the top construction contractors in the country, and they do all kinds of projects. So I hadn't done something like this before, so I've learned a lot. I started in May, so I've learned a lot already, and I'm really interested to see if this is what I want to do. But I'll get a little bit another year to think about it, I guess, and go back to school. So I'm going to do civil engineering, also civil/structural engineering. So I've kind of bridge design maybe, or I think I really ultimately, if I could just land exactly where I want to be, I think it'd be really awesome to do vertical design, which is like skyscrapers. I think that'd be so cool to design.
That would be amazing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
So definitely a limited market, I would say. I mean, you don't see them just throwing those up every now and then, in this day and age. But still, I mean, I think that would be my dream job per se. But I guess I still got some time to figure that out.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. So when you're kicking, Cole, what do you have to do to get yourself ready for the kick? To be in that moment, what do you need to do? You grab some, to center yourself. You grab some grass and throw it up in the air. Lick your fingers, take it up in the air. What do you do?
Yeah, something that, especially in the last year or so, we had a new special teams coach come in. His name was Pete Limbo, and it was the first time I'd had a sole special teams coach. Normally, the special teams coach, coaches another position, and he put a lot more focus on us. He watched us all practice, and one thing he really drilled in, which I guess maybe took me a few months to kind of get ingrained, but it's that you have to be so consistent in everything you do. Like your steps, we would sit there with a measuring tape and measure our steps away from the ball, and just do it over and over and over and see how consistent we were with it. Because even 1 or 2 or 3 inches doesn't seem like a lot, but those little inconsistencies lead to bigger inconsistencies, and we would sit there and break down film, and so.
Hold on. Shout out to my wife from Cole Hanna. 3 inches is a lot. Okay. You heard it here.
Heard it here. Words of wisdom for the night.
I'm glad I could help you out there.
Yeah, appreciate you.
So consistency.
Way to go, Rio.
I had to break it up a little bit.
No, I love it. No, I mean, yes, consistency, but it's just having that mental lock and focus. For me, my biggest thing I focus on is what we call plant foot. So my left foot, I'm the right-footed kicker. It's got to be pointed in the direction I want to go. It's got to be the perfect distance away from the football when I'm kicking it. It's got to be perfect depth, like down the field versus up the field. And I mean, what I've learned is if that's correct, it doesn't really matter what else I do. The ball's going to go in 90% of the time, and so it's just repetition and doing the same kick. And a lot of people, including myself at times, is you can go kick there with your sticks and like you see the kickers do pregame and they don't miss. And I mean, especially, we'll go and we don't miss, but then you get into live rep and you get into the team rep and you get into the coaches sitting breathing down your neck and things change, right? You move a little faster, you can't feel your body, that adrenaline kicks in and you stop thinking.
Yeah.
And so just being able to calm yourself, think through that moment. And I've gotten into golf, and I think that's helped me so much just mentally because it's very similar. I mean, it's right. I mean, a lot of guys can go sit on the range all day and hit beautiful range balls, and you step up for your approach shot to hit it on the green, and
see, I cannot do that.
Well, so it's like, well, what the hell happened? You just got to hit. It's the same swing over and over and over again.
Well, first off, that's getting overrated right now. So the reason why we say that is that we go golf, we try to emulate the same swing, and it's a different result.
Yeah.
Well, right, and that's what I'm getting at. I mean, I think, theoretically, right, it should be just the same swing. It's like, how does a kicker miss? That's all he practices. Da, da, da. Well, it's like I said, I mean, the slightest bit of change can really mess it up, and then you add in, especially in some of the northern states, you add in wind and you add in crowd noise and you add in big 300-pounders staring down your face,
Right.
it gets, you throw those things in and things change. But like I said, I mean, mentally you have to be able to shut that out and it's just like you're kicking on the sticks by yourself on a Thursday afternoon in practice, so it really is a big mental game. I mean, it is. That's probably the biggest part about kicking is mental.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense.
For sure. Cole, we're going to kick off this thing I call Rio's Randoms. It's 3 random questions I'm going to ask. Everyone's going to answer. It's kind of just a fun, lighthearted, almost would-you-rather type of deal. We ask everybody to do it. So you down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Here we go.
Let's do it.
You know what time it is. It is time for Rio's Randoms tonight. Brought to you by Bose Power Washing out of Belmont, Iowa. Make sure you hit him up for all your cleaning, power washing, and mowing needs. He'll hook you up. You can hit him up at 641-903-1720. Tonight, first up, would you rather punt and the ball land on the 1-yard line or lay a big hit on the return man?
Well,
Yeah.
I'd say that depends on like the time of the game for that 1-yard line.
Yeah.
Because-
Say it's
because-
both in the first quarter.
Okay, then I want to lay the stick. I want to lay the lick. Because I'm going to let them know I'm the boss. Like, they're going to be thinking twice. Like, there's 11 dudes coming down the field, not 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, set the tone.
Set the tone,
Set the tone.
absolutely.
That would be awesome, yeah. For sure.
Well,
What
you got
about completing like a fake pass?
Ooh, see, that's a good one for him. Go ahead, Cole. What are we thinking?
Well, to the first one, as a kicker or punter, I 100% would want to put the ball on the 1-yard line. That's
Yeah.
I mean, I've never been into, the reason I'm a kicker is because I don't like to hit people. So
Okay, fair enough.
Fair.
So I'm gonna go down, but you said.
Hold on. What if you can blindside, right? Like you're running and he makes a big cut and you can just plow this dude right in the middle of the chest.
I will say, in high school, I had 1 tackle in high school, and then I scored a kid's ACO.
Oh, just out there wrecking shit.
I love it.
Cole Hanna out here being
So-
dangerous.
So I will say that. I'll leave that there.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm smoking somebody too.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
taking him out.
100% I am too. I'm
Well,
laying the wood.
he said he was about to answer that one. What about the pass there, Cole?
Yeah, what about the pass? Would you rather have
Yeah, I would definitely love to execute a fake field goal or punt.
Yeah, let's
that'd
go.
be tight for sure.
Just call him up.
Yeah. Next up, for number 2. If you had to pick one and you had to live in it for the rest of your life, would you want to be on a sailboat, like a houseboat type deal, or an RV?
That is a difficult one for me because I love them both.
I know. Me too.
I would probably say.
And you could travel in both.
Yeah.
So.
Dude, I love the thought of a houseboat, a decent
Yes.
sized houseboat. I've always liked the thought of that. I'm gonna say the houseboat because, unless you're going like literally off the beaten path, campground. You're going to campgrounds, which can get packed and people can annoy the shit out of you.
Mm-hmm.
What are you really dealing with on a boat? There's only so many boats that can line up along a bay, and if so, then I can go down further onto a. I'm gonna go with houseboat.
Okay.
Yep.
What do you got, Cole?
That's a tough one. I've always kind of said I hate sailboats because they just move too slow for me. But if I had to spend the rest of my life, I feel like I'd probably choose sailboat or a houseboat. My buddy growing up had a houseboat, and it was one of the most fun things. It was on a lake, so it was a little bit different, but those things are sweet.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Sure. Yeah, Danny.
Yeah, it's got to be a houseboat. For sure. Worst case scenario, you can just sit back and fish too when you're at home. Just no big deal. Reel it in, cook some food.
I can't.
That's worst case scenario. That's beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. The camping one is really difficult though, because
I'm gonna go
I can
camping.
have a fire.
Yeah, I'm gonna go camping. I can, light a fire, crack open a beer. Now this is tough because I would like the houseboat kind of deal too, but Yeah, being able to drive wherever you want. And you don't have to go to like a
Right.
park.
I mean, then you'd have yourself like a golf cart. Maybe it runs, maybe it doesn't,
Maybe it
whatever.
doesn't,
But you can drive around there too. Yeah, you get your toys that way too.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that's what I pick. And my last one for tonight. Would you rather kick a game-winning field goal or run a fake punt for a touchdown?
Oh, I like this. Cole, you got to kick this off.
I was about to say, y'all can probably, I mean, you probably know my answer.
Oh yeah.
Kick a game winning field goal, nothing better than that, I will say.
Right.
Okay, so what if the fake punt or fake field goal is for the game-winning touchdown?
Ooh.
It'd still be the
I
kick,
don't know.
right?
I still would probably rather kick it and win the game.
Because it also shows that you have that clutch in you too. Not some trickery,
right,
not anything like that.
I mean,
We literally lined up and I
if you were-
aced it.
I mean, maybe if it's, if the kick is to tie us into overtime and then, we fake it to score a touchdown and win, maybe. But,
It sounds like he's trying to get his cake and eat it too.
what?
Hold on.
Well, I'll also say, I mean, if you're gonna fake it, it also might mean that you don't have confidence in your kicker. So,
Yeah.
True.
Oh, touche.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you
Which
got?
also, dude, I'm going with the kick. That's all, dude. Adam Vinatieri is all you have to say. Like you don't need to know any other kicks that the dude's ever missed, made, anything throughout his whole career. You know what he's done in the clutch moment. So when the moment is you and you're the kicker and you nail a game winner, that is literally your biggest moment.
Yeah, the biggest moment
as a kicker.
Yeah, definitely. Guess how many honeys I'm taking home.
Yeah,
tonight.
right.
Are you kidding me?
Right, dude.
We're
When
packing the dorm room. Yeah, let's go.
I can't remember his name I can't remember if it's Caleb or I can't remember which kicker it was for Iowa that nailed that long ass game winner like a few years ago against like Purdue. It was like 57-yarder or something like that. Might have been Shudak actually.
You watch Blue Mountain State
but
special teams for special players.
Right. but he launches that kick, and you know that he was fighting women off all night in Iowa City. I know for a fact. So
For sure.
It's game-winning kick.
Yeah. What do you got, Danny?
I can't even divert. It's got to be game-winning kick. Yeah. It'd be different, like you said. If the kick was to tie the game versus game-winning touchdown, that would be different. But, yeah, kick to win the game, man, that's the best. Hell yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's unanimous on all that.
Yeah, just ask the Vikings kicker how that goes.
And that, folks, is what I have tonight for Rio's Randoms. Make sure you hit up our guy Kevin Beauchart for all your cleaning, power washing, and mowing needs.
Boom.
So, Cole, along your journey here, you've had one hell of one so far to this point, working on your last year or so there in your transfer. There's a lot of and able to play at that next level. It takes a lot of encouragement. It takes a lot of support from family, friends, coaches that maybe even got you along that way. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to for that has supported you throughout your career?
This fucking guy.
Yeah.
You fucking took my question.
Hold on, Cole, before you answer.
What the fuck?
Just to clear this up.
What happened?
These two swapped each other's questions.
Oh, I forgot you were
So
gone for a
Rio-
week.
Oh yeah, I was on vacation for.
You were
not
gone for a week.
Yeah, usually
As if it was a mystery where I was at.
they're a little bit smoother with their questions because they literally stole each other's questions tonight. The last
I
question.
love it. I love it. You can change it up a little bit.
Yeah, you're goddamn
you know.
right. Damn right, Rio. I shazoinked it right in front of you.
You did. Anyways, back to you,
Just
Cole.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, 1,000%. Both my parents. I mean, my parents have put so much time, energy, effort into my success, both on the field and off the field. And I mean, in high school, if I forgot something, or if I forgot to do some laundry, or if I forgot to pack a lunch, or I'm coming home from practice, my mom always was prepared. It didn't matter what I sent her way. She was going to go out of her way to get it done. My dad was my first coach. I mean, and still to this day tries to coach me. But I mean, even this weekend he was out shagging balls for me, kicking. I know right now, when you're in the moment and you're with your dad and you get frustrated, or he's trying to coach you or he's trying to help you out. Obviously, I wasn't mature enough to see that, I guess, and see, that he's just trying to help me and he wants me to be successful. But I mean, I wouldn't be where I'm at without my parents. I mean, they've put in money aside. I mean, obviously they've put in a lot of money to me to go to camps and travel and both football and baseball and other sports. But I mean, just their support and just telling me, you know, everything's gonna be okay. You're gonna be all right. You're gonna be successful no matter what you do. So just go enjoy it, and just their life lessons that they've taught me. I mean, I seriously wouldn't be where I am without them. So definitely my parents, number one. Number two, I think that I've surrounded myself with a lot of friends that also push themselves. I mean, I think, you know, like I said, me and Jake split time, but him and I were great friends, and he pushed me to be the best kicker I could be, and I was trying to keep up with him, and it was less competition, more let's help each other out. Let's both get where we want to go. I had probably my best friend growing up, name's Cooper. I mean, he was a baseball pitcher at Duke the past few years, and, you know, seeing him push himself to be where he wants to be, and him pushing me to get me where I need to be, and countless other people like that you just it's not just one man, you know.
Yeah.
It's you're getting pushed in all directions. You know, high school is a challenging time for people where you're peer pressure, and like I said, I surrounded myself with the right people, so good for me. But those are the good people, you know, and they pushed me to be where I am. And so I will say my girlfriend, I mean, she has given up so much for me to pursue my dreams, and, you know, and I catch slack every now and then for that, but you know, still, I mean, that's not easy to do. And I went far away from home to pursue my dreams. I'm going even further in the next year to pursue my dream again, take one more year, and to, you know, and ultimately it's for my success in the future. But just all those people, I mean, just helping me and allowing me to sacrifice so much for myself, you know, and not really giving them back much, you know. So there's no way to really fully repay them, but you know, just be appreciative of them.
There we go. And I got two quick hitters for you. Number one, NBA Finals. It's 2-2. Who you got finishing this off?
I'm rooting for the Warriors just because I like Splash Bros. I just, you know, something about them. Their swag. They kind of changed the game of basketball. So I'm rooting for the Warriors. But I don't know. I mean, I think the Celtics might pull it off. I think that they're young and hungry. So
Okay.
if I'm going to put money on it, I'd probably put it on the Celtics.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then don't know if you paid attention at all, but just curious on quick thoughts on what you think of that Live tournament.
Yeah. I am really getting into golf the past few years since COVID, really. And I mean, look, you can't be mad at the players for doing. I mean, everybody's got their own circumstances and their own goals in life.
Starts with dollar bills. And ends
Yeah,
with
no, I
dollar
mean, I
bills.
agree. You can't be mad. You can't be mad. Everybody wants money, right?
Right? Yeah. No, for
You know,
sure.
it's the same thing. Like my dad always said, people are going to vote for people that give them money, right? So it's the same thing. You're going to go work where you can get money. Some of the guys, my only really problem is like Phil Mickelson. I mean, he's got all the money he needs, so he's not chasing money, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You're chasing legacy at that point. And I watched the interview.
I don't know. I don't know if you heard about the old what lawsuit was it? Tax evasion or money laundering or whatever it was. So I don't know what is going to finish coming out there. So I don't know.
I guess he could be hurting for money.
I guess
Yeah.
could, but I understand where you're coming from for sure.
I get what you're saying. Yep.
Yeah. No. So for me, I mean, I think like John Rahm said it best to me. He was like, look, I don't do this for money. I do this because I grew up wanting to win the U.S. Open and win all these tournaments. You know, which is why to me, anybody plays sports. I mean, some people are in it for money, but I play sports because it makes me happy and it brings joy to my life. You know, that's why you start playing sports. Hopefully, that's why most people continue to play sports. So.
Right. So you personally, if you would have had a choice, if it were you would have went that way. Then you probably would have stayed with the PGA Tour.
No, I mean, the only chance, and it's hard to, for some of the guys, if I was hurting for money maybe and I'm barely making it on tour, I'm barely retaining my PGA card, and yeah, maybe I would have gone, but if I'm anybody else making decent money, I'm staying.
Because you're sitting there trying to compete for what you just said, the glory tournaments, the legendary stuff.
Right. At that point, once you have money, and when I say money, and once you've, you know, made at least a small name for yourself, I mean, you've made money. And I think, it's about making a name for yourself than actually making a couple more millions.
Hell yeah. So appreciate those answers from me. Do you guys got anything else for him?
No, that's it for me, man.
No, I think I'm done as well. We appreciate your time tonight. We're almost here at an hour. Definitely thanks for everything, all the answers.
We appreciate you coming on there, Cole. It was a pleasure.
It was a pleasure for me too. It was fun. I'm gonna be honest. It was a lot of fun. Honestly, to relive some of those moments too. So.
we'll try to hit you up here like mid-season, see how your season's going there at Carnegie, and kind of chat it out a little bit if you don't mind.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
All right, sounds good, buddy. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks, Cole.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, bye.
Boom.
All right. So before we get into news and notes, Jimmer, tonight, we talked a little bit the last time Rio was out for the month and a half there. We talked a little bit about...
This dude is gone like 3 times in 1 month, and I'm gone a whole week. And
I've had perfect attendance this month.
What? I don't know about
He may actually this month.
This month. We're 2 weeks in. I'm doing pretty good.
It's kind of like Zimpro. You just just rebooting it around.
Yeah.
It's a rolling calendar.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's a rolling month.
calendar.
It's a rolling
There we
month.
go.
We got it.
But we started talking about Deshaun Watson and the fact that he's got a 24th civil suit, which, by the way, we didn't talk about the details of that, but that shit is raunchy. I don't know if you read that.
Dude, it's straight
Not yet.
like 50 Shades of Grey in a book kind of deal.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you
So-
sounded like
so-
you just finished in your bed. You were
Now I was
like,
gonna say, so,
okay.
Yeah, maybe. I was gonna say, so you soaked your pants? You soaked your panties over there? What?
You gotta be wearing panties to soak them.
You nasty.
Free balling. So basically, with this coming out, it seems like the NFL's pissed at Cleveland because of the way they set up the contract and everything like that.
Oh, yeah.
We originally had some guesses on
Yeah.
what suspension could be happening.
Yep.
What are we thinking?
So my original one was 4 to 6 is what kind of what I was throwing mine out at.
Yeah.
I'm heavily leaning towards 10 in the whole season. The NFL is pissed too. They're not just the NFL's pissed. They're getting hammered from every angle.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
why in the hell haven't you done something? Why were you so quick to pull the trigger on everybody else, but you haven't done anything with this in any way, shape, or form? I know they're being heavily watched on that. I don't know if they're trying to figure out a way that they can still take his money.
Here,
That's the only
let me
thing
give
I'm
you
thinking
this,
of.
okay? I was listening to this legal expert talking about this before we started the podcast. And so he said there's a very realistic possibility that what they do is, for this season, until everything, unravels and we figure out what the hell actually is going on with the suits, they suspend him without pay. And then the real suspension takes place next season when he would actually start getting his
Big money.
dollars.
Okay. My new number is 10. That's my new number, 10.
See, yeah, and that's where I was at, right? Like, I was like 10 to 12, and you appeal, and he's basically sitting at half the games, right? 8, somewhere 9, somewhere right there. And then I think back to the Zeke Elliott cases, right? Every time they wanted to suspend him, he just appealed up into the Supreme Court, basically, kind of going in that direction, and it just prolonged his. Mm-hmm. So I could see him playing this season.
No, just what's he ultimately going to
right?
get
I know. I'm just
suspended for,
as I'm saying this.
yeah.
I could see him playing this season, kind of like you were saying. I don't know about the whole suspension yet, but as he keeps appealing and up and up and up, and then kicking in, which would, everybody would love that, right? Because then he'd get hit in the pocketbook for real. I'm still sticking there. I think at 10 to 12 and appeal to 8.
So were you way overshooting before then? Now that you're sticking at 10 to 12,
No, I think it
just is what it is.
I think
just
it
with
is
another person.
Yeah, it just another person. Not to put any say these girls are lying, but I think there's a few that aren't the truth in there. Mm-hmm. Of course, I think there may be a few piling on that figured, hey, this is the time to get paid, right? But yeah, some of this stuff that's coming out, any of it's true. It's definitely conduct detriment to the league, right? It has to be. I think half the games, if not a little more, 8 to 12.
What's crazy is he could have settled this shit when he was about to go to Miami. They said, I'll settle these for $100,000 a piece, but he was going to make him sign some crazy non-disclosure again. And the lawyer basically said, so after this, I get to say we settled for peanuts. You're not going to tell anybody how much we settled for. I'm going to say it was basically nothing. So he could have had this all behind him, a year ago.
He believes he's innocent.
But he didn't.
He believes he's innocent.
So, okay. Let's talk about this then. So we talked about the fact that we talked 100 girls on Instagram he hit up, right, to massage and everything. A lot of them were not massage therapists that he was hitting up to give him a massage. So what is he expecting?
Right.
A release.
Right.
And not from an NFL team.
But I guess my point is, I don't think he thinks he's innocent. I think he thinks he can get away with it.
Well, yeah, but what I mean is he believes he's innocent. What I mean by innocent is that a sex crime. That's what he doesn't believe it was a crime what he was trying to do, what he was doing. That's what I mean, the mindset.
So, and you read into some of these girls, right? They come in and he made the advances, and they were like, "Oh, I said no," but then I kept going. Whatever, you could have left right there. So you're probably getting paid pretty well. You're probably just whatever. Now, kind of what I'm saying, maybe they're added on. Maybe they're whoa, now I'm offended. Not saying, like I said, not saying what he did was right, but at any point, a lot of these girls, from what come out and everything in the court, is they could have left.
Yeah,
and they did not.
The few that we did read when it first came out, you remember that? They basically all were the same, except for there were a few that said as soon as he shot over and it happened, they literally walked out. There's very few of them that did that, though.
Right.
But
there's a lot that did stay.
Right.
And you could have left at then and there. Like I said, still, this last one, especially the 24th, is really bad.
The one thing I want to add to my additional, where I believe that he's going to get suspended 10 games, I think the NFL is the one way
Robert Kraft's lawyer.
The one they're actually going to hit him with, that's going to hurt the franchise, that's going to teach him a damn lesson from what they did, was they're going to prolong that suspension to where it's going to be late season. Maybe it looks like they're heading towards the playoffs, and then they hit him with the suspension. So now you lost your quarterback for the playoffs. And you lost him for the start of the next season also. I honestly think it's going to be something like that. How can we actually hurt Cleveland and
because
Deshaun
they're pissed
Watson?
The way they kind of worked around the whole,
right,
in case he did get suspended.
Right. So how do you hurt them? You hurt them with it looks like they're having a baller season, or at least or a playoff season for sure. And then hey, this is where you're getting suspended right here.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to make some kind of decision when this case is done, right?
Yep.
And if you're Cleveland, you're like, fucking Deshaun, you need to get this wrapped up so we know what the hell is going to happen, right?
Yeah.
So it's got to be if you were to, nobody's going to settle for $100,000 anymore. They're probably going to want $1 million a piece or something, right? So if whatever happens, he's like, all right, let's settle for $1 million, and the NFL, they've got to start to make a decision and figure out what the hell's going on. That's when ultimately they'll have to decide, okay, what are we going to do? I'm going to flip away from my original prediction. I basically thought the NFL was just going to be light on it and it wasn't going to be a thing. I don't think he's going to play this year. And I think there could be some games into next year, too. I think they're going to figure out a way to do that.
I do have a question for you, Danny. Has Sam said on that thing yet?
She's been gone all weekend. She's been gone all weekend.
She's
people are
been
trying to talk
waiting
me
to.
into bleaching it.
Yeah,
to go
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Yes. It needs to happen. This needs to happen.
But with that said, though, they're going to have to do something to Houston, too, I think, right? Because they're the ones that provided him with
They have
the
to.
NDAs.
I think they're going to lose a draft pick.
And they set a lot of those appointments, for that matter.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
man,
gonna-
yes.
they're gonna
Let's
lose
talk
a
about
draft
that.
pick. They're gonna
Texans,
lose-
right?
Yeah.
They hooked him up. They supplied him hotel rooms, just all these options for this whole deal to happen. Yeah, they're definitely going to get touched up, too.
Okay, so here's another random. So how do you get ballsy enough to go to your team, to your boss, basically, and be like, hey, I have this fetish. I need to keep it under wraps, but I want to keep doing it.
Maybe he hoodwinked him. Maybe he's like, listen, I'll resign, I'll stay here.
No, my question is this is obviously pretty early on, right? My question is you wait until after your first or second baller ass game, then you go up there and you see what I can do, right? You know how I can do that? It's because I have this thing here that I get done.
Yeah, my pregame ritual is.
We got so they just went to I got you. We got you.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. You said earlier, you said they probably got paid pretty good or whatever. This 24th girl, whether the story's 100% or not, at the end of it, she said he cash after $150 for the experience. So I don't know if $150 is necessarily saying they got paid well either. Because if that's what they're getting paid,
maybe that was additional because he had to have paid him to come in the first place, right?
Sign the non-disclosure.
I think that's probably a bonus. Like, hey,
this just came on your face. So here's $150. That is so fucked.
I want to right on Rio's looking at your stash.
Yeah, I was gonna say if Sam hasn't written it yet, then call me.
Yeah.
You won't fall off. Great handlebars.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
we all agree that it's at least it's not going to be in the 4 to 6 range anymore. Nowhere in that ballpark.
It can't. And if it is,
I don't even know if they could settle down. So that's where I'm going to have to disagree with you. So regardless, it's going to be. I think it's bare minimum is going to be 10 games, bare minimum. And even if he appeals, they're going to leave it there. Is my point. They're going to leave it at the 10 or whatever they set it at 10, 12. Like no, there will be no. Unless you can literally show us proof, which you'd think would already came out by now, that you didn't do any of this, then we're leaving it right there. In fact, you're lucky to still have an NFL career.
I was just going to say that. Is there a chance they say you're just banned from the NFL?
Nope. Unfortunately, he's way too skilled. Mm-hmm. The only person I've seen literally after something appalling like this bad or physical violence – Michael Vick, but he still came back. Think about it. They didn't career ban him.
Oh, no, I thought you were going to say that came back and played it. Okay.
No, not even came back and played. I just mean who actually didn't play another snap. Mm-hmm. Ray Rice.
Yeah.
There was a video of him. He dropped her, right?
Yeah.
Right in the elevator. That's the only player I can think of that wasn't completely at the end of their career already. You know what I'm saying? That was still kind of in their prime or somewhere like that did not come back and touch the NFL field. That's the only one I can think of. If you were talented enough, they always find a way. You know, whether you have to, maybe they have which is sad, maybe they have a program like, hey, you do this, and this to appease the public. I don't know, but.
Dude, they're going to have to figure out something quick for Deshaun because if girls keep coming out, like the lawyer said this 24th, they didn't even know about her.
Yeah.
You can't have that, right? So they got to wrap this shit up before more people just start coming out of the woodworks and it turns into just an even bigger mess.
Well, his issue is well, then here's what, Deshaun, you're not keeping it real right now. As your attorney, you need to tell me every single one so I can go have a conversation with him on the DL.
Right.
I can send somebody. Like, you need to tell me. Like, it needs to be 100%. We can't have any more curveballs. We can't have, like, I'm trying to get you settled in on this. So we had the public actually kind of leaning a little bit more back, a little bit. And then this, like, dude, I don't know what to do with you right now.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed.
And stop looking at my secretary that way.
Yeah. Calm down.
There is somebody. 1994, but not for anything crazy. Bernard Williams, offensive tackle out of Georgia. The Eagles drafted him with the 14th overall pick. Started all 16 games in his rookie season. Failed 15 drug tests. Were permanently banned from the NFL.
But 15 drug tests.
Yeah.
That was more than he got. You know what? He still had an opportunity after failing the 14th drug test. So that's what I'm saying. Like something significant like this, I've only seen off of recent memory. I only can think of Ray Rice, who didn't touch the football field after. If you're talented enough, you're going to have an opportunity to come back out in the field and try to get your quote unquote second chance. There's dogs no longer living on this planet because of Michael Vick.
Yeah.
And
with video proof.
With video proof and the whole works. Yeah, and he still played again, okay? Mm-hmm. And we'll roll with the news, though. PGA Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan says golfers suspended for Live Golf affiliation need us. Rory McIlroy, who won the Canadian Open by 2 shots over Tony Finau, couldn't help but take a subtle jab at Live Golf CEO Greg Norman in news conference on Sunday by saying, got one more than the legend, who he just hit up his 21st win. Greg Norman only had 20.
Yep. Love it.
You have the guys that are still in the PGA Tour right now are defending the PGA Tour.
Yep.
That's what you got going on.
You have to. After you see the bans, you have to
Well, they don't have to. I mean, we're talking about the high-end guys. They could literally jump on that live also.
Right, but, I mean, those... Yes, they could, but at the same time, the guy who is employing you, you're probably going to back them for the most part, if you're going to stay there. So, I get it.
They're in it for exactly what our guest just said, too. They're in it for... They grew up wanting to win the U.S. Open, the Masters, the British Open. The nostalgia of the whole situation, not to go make hundreds of millions of dollars. That wasn't what the goal was. That stuff would come with you winning that. Your dream was to, your dream when you were a kid was to play in the NBA or something, Danny. It wasn't to make hundreds of millions of dollars. It was to play in the NBA.
Yeah, but it's just
which would come with it.
It's just like anything else, though, right? It starts off that way. That's why you get into the sport and everything.
Yeah.
Then more money comes, and then pretty soon it's all about money, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Did you see who won the NCAA golf tournament? Longhorns.
I did see who lost to in the softball college World Series to Oklahoma. Who was that again?
Yeah.
To Oklahoma?
It's a beautiful state.
It is a beautiful state.
Not, dude. Oh my god.
It's a damn beautiful state.
Oh my god. No, it is not.
Yeah, a bunch of those shitty Texans started rolling into that state. Unfortunately, when he was driving.
No, they had Oklahoma plates.
Yeah, no,
I'll tell you
that was a cover up.
No, it was not. Hey, at least we made it. Okay.
Charles Schwartzel is the winner of the Live Tournament's inaugural event at the Live Golf in London, by the way. Had a monster lead, and then he started playing conservative, they said. Just trying to not belt it or anything like that, and got a little too close for comfort, but ultimately ended up winning.
Oh. Could it be a little rigged then? Could it be you need to make this a little closer so we keep our viewership up?
So we can get our viewers?
Yeah.
Maybe. Could be. I don't know. I do know some people that watch it at work, actually. They were telling me about it. It's not on a particular channel that they know of. It was on YouTube. And it was on YouTube TV. You could literally just stream it on just regular YouTube. So, Steph Curry wills the Golden State Warriors to 107-97 victory with 43 points in Game 4. Game 5 is underway right now, gentlemen, and the Warriors are out hot, 22-8 in the first quarter, nearing the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen them let Boston score 40 in a quarter, so
nowhere near being over yet.
Yeah, nowhere near. Yeah,
no.
They were up double digits. I mean, big time double digits to one game, and then they let them score 40 and scored only 16. So yeah. Definitely.
I literally could turn every one of these episodes right now into beat the shit down on Draymond Green. You seen him again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He still is, and he's going after borderline legends too. He went after Cedric Maxwell, who has a Finals MVP, by the way. That means he was the best player in the highest moment.
Yeah.
Of a particular series, and you're going after people, and then he was taking a shot at Draymond or Charles. Charles is he's what do you say? He's one of those Backstreet Boys, but he's the
one that nobody knows.
He's the one that nobody knows, but he's at the concert and hears all of them cheering, thinking that they're cheering for him.
Yeah.
So
it was ballsy for Curry to bench him, right? Yeah. Even though it was the right move, that's a big deal because he's a I don't want to say head case. He's a big head though in that locker room, right? So that could cause problems. Yeah, head case is fair, I guess.
It's okay.
But no, Steph had a huge game. It was awesome. His stats are wild in this finals. It's fucking cool. But people aren't giving Wiggins enough props, man. That boy, I don't remember his stat line. It was 14 points, 16 rebounds. He's just playing phenomenal. It's really cool watching him play, defending really well. They're giving Draymond credit for his defensive play on the two guys, on Brown and Tatum, yeah. But Wiggins is playing great on that end of the ball, man. It's really cool watching him play because nobody's talking about him, but he's kicking ass, man.
Yeah, it must feel really, really good to actually have support in the NBA Finals, supporting players. I wonder how LeBron ever did it.
So the Wiggins conversation probably isn't the best one because he could have had Wiggins on his team, right?
He could have, but he was a rookie, though, at that time. That wasn't proven.
That's true, but...
And he went to that culture of the Warriors, too. So he was a dud kind of in Minnesota, too. So he had his moments where he'd flash because they were on a bad team. We talked about stat stuffers.
Fair.
And then he went there, and I didn't know that was going to be a telltale sign. You either could turn your career into what it's supposed to be or what it was projected to be when you got drafted, or you could totally fall apart. And he is...
Yeah.
turned it around the other way and built into the culture. When that is your fourth best player, that's not a bad fucking. That's my point. Like,
Yeah.
or maybe fifth best player, depending on the night. You have Jordan Poole, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, himself, Wiggins, Draymond. I guess if people want to put him in that stupid ass thing, but you know what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was really cool though, man.
And he has played up, and it has been awesome.
Really, he's played well all year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Warriors assistant, keeping with them, Kenny Atkinson has agreed to a 4-year deal to become the new head coach of the Hornets. Does he actually make it 4 years?
No, nobody will, man.
No, I don't think so.
Do you have a reason why?
Just Michael Jordan is not a very good GM. I don't know.
Owner, GM.
GM.
Everything.
Just hasn't worked out well.
He doesn't want to pay the right guys to come in and fix
exactly.
it. To come in and
Pay
fix
the
it.
right
Be like,
guys, pay the right players.
I'll just get out of the way. I want to win. Here's how, like, bring in the right guys. You guys do you. Mm-hmm. He's too competitive, and he doesn't want to give in on any part of that, right? But he still wants to be a cheap ass, too, at the end of the day.
Yep.
Yeah.
But fire the coach because
It's always their fault,
Yeah.
right? I mean, they have a good young team.
they're fun to watch.
They are.
Yeah.
And,
But he's got to pay him to keep him.
right, when the time comes.
When time's coming, not
they're
let
gonna
him
have
go.
to pay him.
Going to have
right?
to pay him. Break the bank.
So, let's go ahead and put this one out there, gentlemen. Zion Williamson reiterates desire to remain with the Pelicans. I do want to be here. Expected to sign, a $250 million contract.
For fuck's sake.
Just right. Too much, too little. What's up?
Well, add another 100 of that, and you have his weight.
Correct.
So,
And what, 6'7" too? He's not even. Hey, look, he's 7 foot.
What do
Right.
you do though? I think Pelicans are kind of strapped. I mean,
Do you kind of have to do
you
it?
kind of
as
have to. I
Pelicans?
feel like you have to do it.
And hope that his foot thing doesn't linger.
Because
I wonder if there'll have to be some version of an injury thing in there, like, hey, we'll give you this money, but it can't be that same injury. It can't
Right.
be
It's-
that foot.
I don't know if he takes it if they do that.
Nobody's going to pay him that, I don't think. Well,
Somebody will.
yeah, you're right. There's
mean,
always,
look
there's
at
always a bottom feeder, though.
look at Kristaps Porzingis.
Look,
right? He's gotten
we-
hurt, and somebody still gave him max money. People are traded for him.
Jordan
Dallas
would pay
traded
him.
for him. So
Because he's a Jordan Brand player also on top of that.
yeah.
So that, like, oh, you guys say you don't spend money? Watch this.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can get minutes from him, he can slim down, early on in the season, not come in overweight, be on the court. I think they got a good thing going over there. CJ McCollum's over there now. Brandon Ingram. I mean, I like that core right there.
Yeah.
So it's just keeping him on the court. But yeah, I think they had to pay him. They're kind of strapped, I think.
Yeah, you're right. It sucks for them though because I don't have a lot of faith that it's going to work out.
You wouldn't want to be in that position. I think.
Right.
I wouldn't want to
Right.
have to make the
Right.
call to
Right.
sign him or not.
Yeah.
Right. 'Cause
Or to disrespect him by offering him, peanuts, I guess.
Yeah, because that's what it's going to do if you offer them that because they're so fragile nowadays. Be like, hold on, you haven't been on the court, brother. Mm-hmm. You're a big face. Yeah, you made the cover of NBA 2K. I mean, what you can be is absolutely there when you're on the court.
Yeah.
Give us some leeway. Hook us up to hook you up. Like show your commitment, we'll show ours. Like give it a little bit of leeway here, but ultimately, if for me running, I would have to pay him. I think.
Yeah, for
I think
sure.
I would have to, with the hopes. I would have my doctors, every single doctor I possibly could fucking call in, ones that aren't even on my on my roster and I'd be calling them in. I want you to examine his foot.
Yeah.
I want you to tell me what my true odds are, and then. If they're better than, let's say 70% is my number. I don't know what it is. But 70% chance that he doesn't re-injure that same foot exactly the same way, then, yeah, I'm paying him.
Dallas Mavericks, man, their medical staff has been for like the world teams, basketball teams stuff has been the team doctors for them for years and years. Just because there's a guy who does surgery, I guess, there that is really good at what he does.
Yep. Lawyers for Henry Ruggs want evidence showing illegal blood alcohol level thrown out in a court filing that effectively delayed a preliminary hearing of evidence. Ruggs' defense team argues the police didn't have a legal reason to ask a judge to authorize a warrant to obtain Ruggs' blood.
Besides the fucking crash that he was doing, fucking.
That's not a
120
good. They're claiming that's not a good enough reason. at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning in Vegas.
It's a stretch.
And I would.
You gotta do it.
And, I mean, I guess you have to as the attorney, right? You're doing everything
Christ,
possible.
I guess.
Maybe the smell of booze too at some point, like when they're talking to him.
Have to be.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. You killed a woman, so it pretty much like, hey, you're gonna have to probably toss one.
Yeah.
You killed a person.
You literally. I think I don't even know if you could be upset if the. Like I'm usually one that will like. Bring up all my options when something like that. If I get pulled over, I got pulled over here in the driveway. I didn't argue that one. I rolled right through a stop sign. Not quite the same thing, but you know what I'm getting at. This one, I'm like, I don't even know if you could argue. Be like, yeah, I understand why you want to take a breathalyzer. I get it.
Yeah.
You know, plain and simple. I'm like, okay, yeah. I was going 120, whatever it was. A woman is dead. A fiery explosion. Yeah, I can kind of see why you'd want me to breathe in a tube.
Yep.
Or get even a blood sample. Hunter Renfroe agrees to a 2-year, $32 million extension with the Raiders. $16 million a year for a slot.
Yeah, I don't know. But, I mean, I think...
I want to hear what negative Rio has about
sorry,
this.
not a fan myself. I think somebody had to catch the ball there, right?
He's fast.
So, yeah, I don't know. But, I mean... People look at the market, right? Somebody's gonna pay him. He's gonna get paid, whatever. Do I think he's worth it? Probably not. He's probably that.
Well, maybe not. But like you said, you need to take a little bit. You have to respect his game enough to where, like maybe it pulls. And you have Darren Waller, so you need to pull that off of Devontae Adams. Anything where he's not getting double and triple teamed. Hunter Renfroe, you still have to respect in the slot. Is he worth $16 million? I don't know about that, but
I don't know about that. And
for your salary cap,
you think. All this eventually is going to catch up, right? They signed Derek Carr, Devontae Adams. Waller just got a deal right now. Him. I did see who they let go, or they traded Braylon Edwards, I believe.
Did they?
For a
Where'd
7th round pick. I don't remember. But for like a 7th round pick. Basically because they have no room in the wide receiver room at the moment. And
that means they just gave up on him.
Yeah.
He had a high ceiling.
I thought he was balling out, but like I said, somebody had to catch the ball. So
yep.
He was getting the chance and he was doing well. I don't know. I don't think he's worth it. I think he's more like a 10 to 12 guy, maybe. So he's not a guy that is a 1 that should be getting,
Well, that's not one money anymore. One money is almost 30.
Superstars.
Are 30.
30.
So ones or 20 is what you're saying.
Yeah, ones are
23.
Yep.
Christian Kirk got one money.
Yes, he did.
Is he one?
That's what I was saying.
Is
he's
he
not
one?
I don't think he's
He ain't
one either.
one?
But
He ain't one. I know. We can say that with confidence. That is not a one.
He's not.
I would love him as a number 2. I will say that. I would love him as my number 2 receiver.
Yeah.
When he's he's your 1.
Yeah. Tough. Boy, oh boy.
Tom Brady was adamant Thursday that he did not have any sort of rift with former head coach Bruce Arians. He did not, however, deny reports that he had spoken with the Dolphins about joining their organization in some capacity. It's the first time he's been bluntly asked about both of those two things since retirement and coming back.
Yeah, he really
He's
beat
a
around the
professional.
bush.
He's a professional.
You know exactly what he said about the Dolphins when I actually read part of that was he's like, I had a lot of conversations with a lot of people surrounding my retirement before, during, and what I was going to do afterwards. So to say I didn't would be, I'm like, oh my God, just say it, brother.
The Dolphins owner and him own stakes in a soccer company.
What he needs to do is have a conversation with old boy up there, the Pittsburgh assistant now, Brian, and be like, here's the deal. This was going to happen. They were going to fire you anyway, or they were firing you to bring in another cat, and I was supposed to come in. But now you got to split the bill with me.
Right. But no, I think it's just all professional. He's a professional guy. He's not going to go and say he's having trouble with the coach, right?
Yeah.
I think at this point in his career, that would be like almost like a taint on the career, I guess.
Yeah, he's
a mark on it, He's not going to do that.
Those two do not like each other. At least bare minimum, we know Bruce Arians doesn't like him. I don't give a shit what he says. His face almost gets red talking about him.
Yeah.
But we're really good.
Everything's great.
Like he's constipated.
Right. Yeah.
Imagine the difference in the landscape of the NFL if Deshaun Watson settled that shit, went to Miami, They'd have had Tom Brady helping out in whatever capacity. The Bleacher Report, right as we started the podcast, said they were trying to offer Sean.
No, Tom was going to go there to play. Brady was going to go to there to play.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay.
With Miami?
Okay,
Yeah.
so take the
for
shot
one
out
year.
of it.
For 1 year.
For 1
and
year,
then,
he wanted a jersey.
and then
hanging in the
and then he
rafters.
was going to go because it'd be hard to sell extra stuff to the fan base there without him ever being in the jersey.
Yeah, and they were trying to bring in. So Sean Payton, we know they were trying to bring him. They were 4 years, $100
That is interesting, too.
million.
He quit. He's not doing his analyst job. Did you see that?
Who? No, Drew Brees isn't.
Right. Drew Brees. Oh.
Drew
Sean
Brees,
Payton.
not Shaquille.
I'm sorry. But that.
Yeah, I was saying,
is,
Drew Brees just
is
that,
interesting, I think.
that
He talked about when to play.
Oh, play again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see that because
That come out when I was on
the
vacation.
NBC one, and
Yeah.
I seen that they that he's taking a year, at least a year off, doesn't know what he's going to do or anything like
Yeah.
that. Kind of feeling the drive a little bit. He did
Yeah.
admit to that. He's like,
Yep.
I'm feeling the NFL drive again or whatever. But
I was interested.
I don't know if they were very impressed with him at NBC though either. Like if you listen to some of his,
They're
stuff,
like, we thought you were going to be Tony Romo. You're not.
that's what they keep stabbing this money at. Tony Romo's underpaid. If all these boys are getting what they're getting, he's like, hold on, you keep trying to find me. I'm right here. Come
Right.
get
I'm
me.
right here, baby.
I'm right here. Come get that. Throw it at the reel. You know.
But so they were trying to pay him though. So 4 years, $100 million. That's
For a coach.
absurd. For
Well,
a coach.
and then they'd
That is
have to
fucking
do some
absurd.
kind of buyout, I'm sure, with the Saints because the
Yeah.
Saints still owe.
Yeah.
Own
Or
his
he-
rights.
or own his rights.
He was still under a contract. Yeah. So they had to pay even more to get him or trade a piece. They were in control.
Tua?
They would have had to trade a piece.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, is that Tua? If you bring them, Tom Brady, and
You'd
all
have
that,
to
gotta be
sell
right.
that. Yeah, I mean that's your highest.
is that the
quote,
piece
quote.
you think you're shipping out?
I'm bigger on Tua than what I should be. I think I'm actually hoodwinking myself. I keep trying to tell myself that he's going to be really good or he can be good, and
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, would that have been the piece you think?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to get at. Is that I don't know if the Saints or many other teams in the NFL are sold on Tua, so I don't know if that'd be enough. I don't think it would be the piece. I mean, they would try. They would try to get to Miami would try for it to be that piece. What I'm saying is I don't know if everyone else is as sold on Tua as I am.
I heard an interesting thing Tyreek said the other day. Do you remember Matt Moore, the quarterback, right?
Yep.
He was talking about how he caught balls for Matt Moore, and he said Tua is 10 of Matt Moore. I don't know if that's great praise or not, but
Matt Moore throws a pretty ball.
but
he does.
Is he a great quarterback?
No, but he said 10 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, he did say 10 times though.
10 times Matt Moore?
10 times.
I don't know. I don't know.
10 times at school. I don't know. He's hyping up his quarterback. I will give him that.
I think
he's
that everything
backing
he's saying is basically
He has to
because
keep
everybody
defending
wants to
himself.
know, right? You go from Patrick
Yeah.
Mahomes, who's an
Rocket arm leader,
an all NFL
winner.
player, and then you go. So everybody's asking the question, and he's doing everything that you're supposed to do is basically try to hype your quarterback up. So
Everybody keeps trying to hit him up.
Yeah,
about
to say something bad.
That, and not just him, but hit up Tua even about his arm
Yeah.
strength, too. I mean, it's nonstop.
well, they see it in practice, like
that
Tyreek
one-
slowing down.
Well, yeah.
whatever.
Well, yeah, and the one where they did highlight it, like he did slow down. But a lot of people forget that Tyreek had to slow down a lot for Patrick Mahomes, too, even with the rocket arm.
Yeah.
Go back and watch where he had to cut off his route, jump up, and go grab the ball. Being dead honest. But that being said, Tua, the one that they highlighted, if you guys saw that on Twitter and
did,
ESPN,
I did.
that was a flutter ball.
Yeah,
it was a flutter ball. I'm like, that's what if I were Miami, that would not get out. That pass is not the one that is going to make it out.
Definitely.
Like, we'll stage one.
Yeah, listen, if you're Tyreek and you want to go to a quarterback that's not going to make you slow down, there's only probably two, right? It's Josh Allen and Patty. Like, there's not many other quarterbacks that are going to be able to keep up.
Aaron
with him.
Rodgers.
Aaron could still fling it, yeah.
Probably,
Maybe.
No, Aaron Rodgers. He has the arm strength. I'm not a Packer guy, but he has the arm strength. But he also has the timing with it too. So he's going to find that open spot for you.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's going to see that open spot before you even see the open spot, and he's going to get it to there. So
Yeah.
Cincinnati, Houston, UCF reach exit deal with American to join the Big 12 in 2023. Oklahoma and Texas will depart for the SEC in 2025.
Still?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Though the timeline could change, it says. And if they stay in the Big 12 through 2025, the Big 12 would be at 14 teams for 2 seasons.
Actually, this baseball and softball season was really big, I think, for Texas and Oklahoma. I'm a Sooner hater, and being that they can hang with SEC baseball. SEC baseball is really good.
Yeah.
Both of them punched their ticket to Omaha. And then OU and Longhorns College World Series or College Softball World Series championship. So I think it was a big step. Like, hey, these guys can hang with all the SEC talent. So I think it was a big.
Only because Volunteers got upset.
That's not what that has nothing to do. They didn't play.
Yeah, it does. Eventually,
it has nothing to do with it.
Down the pipe. Yes, it does.
I'm just saying.
The best SEC team.
I mean,
literally the best SEC team got bounced.
Yes, I do agree with that. But I'm saying
you have to agree to happen
to make it though.
I got you. Yeah.
To make it through the gauntlet.
Yeah.
And to go there, and then also on the girls' side too, both of those to make the So I think that was a big step for those coming over. If you had any questions on that side of the there's still football questions and whatnot, but I think that was definitely a good thing for both of those schools looking ahead at the move. And then, Big 12, they're scrambling, so they're definitely going to probably help all those schools reach some kind of like, hey, maybe here's some money, to come over or whatever. We'll help you financially.
BYU is coming regardless in 2023, just so you guys know, because they were independent anyway. But these 3 jumping on off the American. Yep.
Mm-hmm. That'll only help them too?
Yeah, absolutely. They had to pay, I can't remember what the amount was. It was almost double what the average buyout is per conference or something like that. Like whenever a team has left a conference, it was almost double or was double.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're going to a big conference, so they're like, fuck you.
Yeah. We seen what they just made, 400-something odd million over there. I think we can pay. We fit this bill. Kamaru Usman to defend UFC title against Leon Edwards at UFC 278 on August 20th. Also been seeing some rumblings with our guy Kazmat. We agreed to always call him Kazmat, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
With Kazmat, looking like it could be Nate Diaz on the 20th also.
Yeah, I've seen some rumblings about that bad fight for Nate.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Especially, bad fight because you got a hungry guy. Nate, not so much. Not anywhere close to it. Pissed, not anywhere close to a title fight for him.
Not in a good pissed either.
Right.
Right? Not like a motivational
It's not a money fight for him.
Yeah.
I think he should have pushed for this Conor fight. Conor doesn't look like he's be ready to fight to 2023.
Right.
So I think he gets
for a title.
up.
I mean, that's what you got to do, right?
Fucked up. That's what y'all got to ride for sure. I don't think so. I you know what? When I seen that, I was wondering. I'm like, fuck, is this guy trying to wait out some of these guys getting beat to maybe be like, hey.
Yeah. Duh.
Yeah.
Chestnut checkers, motherfucker.
There's so many good guys at 7. If 55 is too hard, like 55 is loaded up too.
Yeah.
But look at these guys coming through 170. Maybe he's like, okay, I'm gonna let a couple of these guys get beat first, then be like, hey, what's up? Look at me.
Right. Look at me. I'm the ticket. I'm the ticket seller.
Right. Exactly. Yep. So. Unfortunately, I saw that and I'm like, fuck. Danny and them might win this just because he's being a shyster.
Maybe.
Hey, all's fair in love and war, baby.
That's right.
Joanna Jędrzejczyk announces retirement after KO lost to Zhang Weili
Jesus
at
Christ.
UFC 275.
Yeah, spinning back fist.
Aren't you the name guy?
Yeah, that was you slaughtered.
Yeah, I did probably.
But that's all right. I'm not going to try. But, yeah, dude, spinning back fist. She's had a heck of a career. She was a kickboxing champion. She was a former champion in the UFC.
She kind of helped bring that weight class up quickly.
She definitely did. And
the crazy stance, I'll remember that. The stairs, like the crazy eyes.
Yeah, so
I'll also remember the alien head that she was left with after Zhang beat her up the last time.
Yes, for sure.
That is one of the greatest fights in UFC history.
Yeah.
So they did give us that for sure.
Yeah, good career. Unfortunately, she can't go out with a win, but she's been around.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Emotional Floyd Mayweather Jr. calls International Boxing Hall of Fame induction career highlight. That's because you didn't face anyone that was in their prime. That's the reason why it's not a highlight, bitch.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, we're all on the same page with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, weird. They're just either that or really early on in their career. So he
Canelo?
like Canelo. He didn't fight Canelo in his prime. You know, he definitely. It doesn't matter what anybody tells me. You dipped old boy for 5 years. Pacquiao for 5 years during Pacquiao's reign.
Yeah.
Where he was one of the scariest boxers on the planet.
Yep. Wait till he got old.
Until not even old. He found Christ. He found religion, whatever it is. I don't want to say it was the Bible or anything, whatever. But he found religion. All of a sudden, his fighting stand or his fighting. What am I looking for?
I don't know.
Like his passion for fighting.
Like how he fought. Like his style fighting. There we go. His style of fighting just changed after he found the Lord or whatever he was doing, and he was also dabbling with the government, like trying to become a governor or president or some shit over in the Philippines. My point is dip, dodge, dip, you know, and that's exactly what I will always remember. He's 50, or whatever, and I'll you can't take that away from him. He's one of the biggest magicians of all time. Like, I barely would get touched, and that's part of boxing too, right?
Yep.
Boring, but it is. So, but do not tell me. There's one thing you'll never convince me of. You did not take on anybody in their prime. Any one of the major boxers that you could have, and Pacquiao being the one that sticks out by far the most. So, that's the reason why this is your career highlight.
Yeah.
Because your career highlight would not be the Hall of Fame. That's like that's the greatest achievement maybe, but your career highlight would be the dude or the team that you weren't supposed to beat. That you came back from behind, or you dominated somebody. You literally beat the ever-loving shit out of them when they were talking a bunch of shit or whatever whatever the scenario, you dominated something. That's a career highlight. This ain't a career highlight. What that tells me is that you know that you didn't face anybody in their prime.
Yeah.
That's enough for me. Notre Dame, we will touch on that, I guess, a little bit. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish stunned top-seeded Tennessee Volunteers to advance to the College World Series.
Yeah, beat the brakes off them.
Yeah.
Too.
Shocking.
Pretty dominant. Yeah.
They were like 50, what was it? 50. They won 57 games, the Volunteers did, or something. There was something ridiculous. Yeah. This was a bigger upset than
Yeah, and they have that cat that throws fucking 104-mile-an-hour heaters too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have like a couple. They have a couple pitching studs there that look like they're going to the MLB. They have the bats. They have everything going, and they got beat.
Yeah, bats went cold on them.
Old boy at work is pretty excited, kind of like what you are about your, College World Series, your softball until you lost to Oklahoma.
Hey, boys are going too, so what's up?
and
we play Notre Dame too.
Do you?
Yeah.
There you go. Well, then you get some revenge. Future SEC love, right? Get some revenge for Tennessee.
Okay.
Whatever
you say. I was trying to connect the dots. So I was like, hold on, wait.
SEC.
Notre Dame, but we're playing Notre Dame.
Yeah, Notre Dame's the team that beat Tennessee.
I get that.
Do I need to rewind you back to the news?
No, I was just saying, what does it have to do with SEC?
You're going to the SEC.
Right, but we could give a fuck about fucking
Tennessee. Jesus Christ.
They both wear orange and they both have a T on their hat.
My strange law comes from the wonderful state of Montana, gentlemen.
Beautiful state, Montana.
It is a felony.
Ooh.
Felony.
For a wife to open her husband's mail.
You're damn right it is.
We need to go back to the good old days like this, man.
Whoa.
What the fuck are you doing opening my mail, right?
Right.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah. My wife has. I'm like, instantly I try to breathe, right? I'm like, oh, yeah? What'd it say?
You've seen her open it without, you didn't get a domestic?
No, I didn't see her open it. She already had it opened.
Oh,
like when I was taking my third shift sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, didn't realize that said James or Leah Holder on there.
Yeah. I don't know about you. I'm being sarcastic over here. This motherfucker's getting pissed that Leah's opening his mail, though.
Yeah, I don't really give a shit.
You
know what?
I'm not getting pissed. It's like, no, I'm talking about the ones that have like a check in it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those I do. And she knows exactly which ones those are. Do you think I give a shit? She opens the rest of it?
Let me look at this. Yep.
Money.
Oh, yeah.
My wife won't even sign like checks that come in. From work, or Zimpro. insurance checks or whatever. She won't even sign them to go put them in. She's like, I need you to sign all these. I'm like, can't you fucking do what the hell?
Right.
You just sign it, scribble something on there.
Right.
Like,
I'm not gonna dispute it or anything. So how are they gonna know it's not me?
No, I won't. I can't. I'm like, oh.
Oh no, I can't.
Oh.
So I don't know if you heard this or saw this, Jimmer, but your guy Spencer Petras, he's playing motivated this year. Apparently, he has a picture of Harbaugh holding the Big Ten trophy, and so he's using that as his motivation for this season.
Yeah, that's great. We need you to go to quarterback camp.
Right. Can you go quarterback camp? Accuracy drills, Holmes. Accuracy drills.
You don't ever get on IG, so I was gonna send that to you, but I'm like, this motherfucker's not even gonna get it. Yeah.
I'm telling you, so I had to jump onto another guy, you know that, because my guy Ducey moved on. And rightfully so, if you're going to be talked to like that, especially when you see what they had playing at quarterback this year, right?
You and jumping on guys, we know how it is.
No, players to play, like fan stuff, not like what you do.
Happy Pride Month to all of you.
What is his name? Another Texas or Oklahoma cat, Tyler, something, 4-star.
I get how you mix those two up. They're so like Oklahoma's almost the same.
Yeah,
thing, right?
Except for Oklahoma's better. It's like
so pretty.
It's like Iowa compared to Minnesota.
Driving
I mean,
through
we're
is
right
fucking
here,
great.
but
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Who has the make sense?
I'll do one. So
when are we gonna continue our story? We do another night?
Oh, y'all didn't do it?
No, we're waiting for you. It was a 3. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Go ahead, guys. We can do that one.
It's
fine.
Where do we pinch off at?
I almost feel like we had to do with shirts off and shit. So I don't know.
Where did we end off?
We didn't even get there yet.
No, we didn't even get there.
I think we got to the hotel.
So yeah, we were golfing at a Milesless bachelor party.
Bachelor-less, yeah.
Bachelor party. We decided, we're gonna go golf. You know, we have a tee time. It's Memorial Day. We got guaranteed 18 holes, tee time. We're going to go.
So we started talking about the drinks that were getting passed back and forth.
Right. So we were doing drinks, right? And we had canceled the hotel and stuff. And we're on like hole 4. And I think we're already starting to get slaughtered. So it's like, call the hotel. We're going to get another hotel room, right? Which, by the way, got totally fucked.
Right, yeah. So they
hoodwinked us.
Yeah. Well, we did. But they also were doing the...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We talked about that.
We did talk about that, where they were going to not pay Luke back for those registered rooms until he called and said, hey, we're going to take them then. Yeah. Oh, no, we already gave them away. What do you mean you gave them away? Yep. You were going to charge me. You weren't going to tell me that you...
Right.
Yeah.
So we talked about that. So we did that. And then what happened next, Danny?
Yeah, so we decided we're going to go bet on some ponies.
Yeah.
Right? So I guess before that, though, we're about to go out to the Uber, I think, right? Mm-hmm. And we're like, hey, like, there's a pool, there's a hot tub here. We should definitely jump in that tonight sometime. And everybody's like, yeah. Yep. Pay attention to that moment, okay? So everybody's on the same page. We're like, all right, yeah, it's going to be a good night. And we decide to hop in the Uber. And we're going to go bet on some ponies. And we get out to the casino. It's a good time. The horse races are fun. We're drinking some beverages, all that stuff. Rio, I think it was you, right?
Rio.
I had the matching shirt as another fine gentleman.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I did. I had me and the same guy. We shop at the same place. Walmart discount shelf.
We shop at the same place.
Yeah, it was really a bonding experience.
You and Luke were popping. You guys were winning.
Yeah, we won some money.
We kept doing a bet between, like, all of us at the table would throw in pool money and go bet on one horse.
Yep.
So Luke goes and we take turns going up to the machine, and Luke went up there and did one of them, and then he got some insight from somebody. So he placed our bet, our 4-man bet with our pool money, but then bet his own on what he was told, and he hit on the one that was.
Yes.
So he hit a couple times too.
Yep.
He had some good advice. Other than that, the casino wasn't nearly as eventful as when we left.
No, not at all.
The casino.
No.
So we leave the casino.
Call the Uber, right?
Yeah.
Is that the same guy we call him?
Yeah, we called it Uber. He drops us off at this, as one can only describe as a gay bar? Nerds bar?
Technically,
nerd bar?
not a gay bar.
I don't know.
I don't know,
But
dude.
it turned out to be
I think
interesting.
it was supposed to be. So it was up, down, and I didn't know it was going to be.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
There was a lot of dudes in spandex. Though, to be fair, it was dress-up night, apparently, which we didn't know about.
No.
Who was the first guy you met?
Oh, dude, so I met this
Spidey?
guy, Spider-Man. He walks out. Dude is like, right, he's wearing a skin-tight Spider-Man suit, and I was like, dude, Spider-Man, what's going on here? You got a chub. He's like, I'm wearing like 3 layers. I'm like, my ass, you are.
Bullshit, we
What
can see
hell,
the
dude?
vein, dude.
Dude, you are rocking a semi over here. I know Little Red Riding Hood is looking good, but Jesus Christ. Like, cover that thing with some web or whatever. Yeah, he's going to be shooting some webs out of somewhere else.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it was
Sure.
getting a little too much visual there.
Yeah, so we decided we go in, and it's basically a video game bar, right? So we go in,
basically.
playing games, and yeah, that's what we're gonna stick with.
Basically.
It was,
what we're
it was
gonna
hot as fuck in there, though, too.
Yeah,
it was
dude.
one.
It was hot.
It was popping though. I mean, I was looking good. It was
I was looking dapper and shit.
yeah.
I think we started looking around after we started. Like, we played video games. Like, we were like kids in a candy store, right?
Yeah.
Right, we were.
And then we actually started looking.
somebody
in between-
outside of our party slapped my ass when I made a ball in the skee ball machine. I'm like, hold on, what? He's like, good game. I'm like, hold on.
Shut up.
I turned around. I thought it was Danny. It was not. It was.
No, did that happen?
No, dude.
Oh my god!
God.
I was like, we missed this one.
Oh my god.
So, anyways, I was playing pinball and got felt up.
No big deal.
A rounded second.
Right. He wanted to play a different game of pinball. I was like, whoa.
Hold on a second.
Anyways, that was a good time, I guess. We had some drinks, played some games, whatnot. And then we were like, hey, let's head back to the hotel. Oh.
The actual hotel piece. Let's leave that as part 3.
Mm-hmm.
And we can finish this off with Jimmer's wonderful idea, leaving this bar to yell at a passerby.
So my esteemed colleagues here and boys for so many years, friends, pointed out to me that I have a problem when I drink. And a lot of times, more times than not, it is inadvertent. It's just like I'm getting a little cocky or something, or being a smart ass, and it comes off a little differently when you don't know who I am. So, 2 fellers and a female, is that what it was? Walk by. I know there's at least 2 guys for sure.
Yeah.
Walk by. One's rocking like full, like dress, like kind of like matching gear. It doesn't matter. Matching outfit, and then rocking a Pittsburgh Pirates hat that matches it. So I thought, that's the reason why he would wear it, because my question to him is like, hey, you're not really a Pittsburgh Pirates fan, are you?
Yeah, as if you'd wear this shit for the fuck of it.
You could, to match up the rest of the outfit. And he stops. He says, huh? And because he went on a little further or whatever, and then he stops. Or he didn't hear me at all the first time. Maybe that's what it was. He didn't hear me when I said it, and then I said it again, louder.
No, I couldn't believe you said something so stupid.
Yeah, then he turned around, and he's like, huh? And and then I repeated myself. He's like, and dead serious, like, anger in his eyes. I don't know why. Yeah, why? I'm like, my bad. I didn't know.
Well, that came because you were yelling at him and he didn't answer. You're like, hey, hey, hey. And he finally turns around.
Well, don't ignore people. That's rude. That's rude as shit. I shouldn't have to yell. I should be able to use my indoor voice.
Yeah.
Now, did I insult the man because that is his favorite team? Possibly. I didn't know. I was just like, maybe you're rocking it to rock it.
Yeah. So Jimmer tried to get us into a fight.
I didn't
As we
try
moved
to get
by.
us fight. I almost inadvertently got us into a fight.
Yes.
Here's the words of wisdom. Just assume whatever the person is wearing in their life that they are fans of that, no matter what. Mm-hmm. No matter what. I don't care if he comes in with a rainbow suit on. Just assume fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't-
Don't ask.
I don't know about words of wisdom. That's common sense. Just
I don't know about that. Not necessarily. I wear stuff that
Yeah,
you're not exactly a fan of.
Words of wisdom. Use common sense.
Sometimes
Yes.
you just toss a free shirt on. You tell me you're a fan of every T-shirt you have.
Everyone.
You lying sack of shit.
Loving this one.
You
right now.
lying sack of shit.
Loving this black shirt I got on right now.
No, I'm talking about like the Zimpro one. There's one in
Love it.
particular. Love Zimpro.
Love it.
Live it.
Love it, learn it. And yeah, it makes sense if you don't think about it. We have an epic, and I promise you, epic part 3.
Yeah. So
like enough to where wives have questioned.
We have questioned.
We have definitely questioned.
I didn't question it until Danny started getting all fucking like breaking down what we could have done versus when he said it like that.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm like? Oh my
I was
god!
like, okay, now we fit in perfectly at that bar.
And we weren't even suited up.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. So the next part of this, we'll go ahead and do probably Wednesday night or whatever. But it almost deserves to be on 3 Gigs After Dark. So you're going to be getting your money's worth, folks.
Yeah.
But these two gentlemen got to get off to work here pretty soon. So we're going to close her out. If you found the podcast anywhere online or just maybe you're listening to it, a friend's got it, whatever the case, it's available where, Jimmer?
Anywhere and everywhere you find your podcasts, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, iHeart, and YouTube.
Absolutely. And we love to tell a good story. Obviously, we've got quite a few. If you've got one you want us to share on the podcast, go ahead and slide in.
To our DMs, send us that story. We'll get it out to all the folks that want to hear it. You know, we do as well. If you're into working out and fitness, download FitBod. You can use our code 3GIG for 25% off. Generates workouts, creates them, saves them, and it keeps track of them. So go ahead and get on that app.
Absolutely. It's summertime, folks. You got to get jacked. Jacked and tan, right?
I do believe that quarterback, by the way, for the Hawkeyes that I'm a fan of is Carson May. I do believe he's from Oklahoma. Does that sound right?
I have no fucking idea.
Well, get with the fucking program over there.
Why the fuck would I give a shit about anything?
Who the fuck is this
You
guy?
know how pissed off I was? I had to drive across Oklahoma like too fucking far this past week.
So it's good
Just
for
to
your
handle,
soul.
though?
So it's good for your soul.
No, I had to it took me down Missouri in the corner of Oklahoma all the way across to the middle of Oklahoma.
Oh, no.
And then down on 35 the rest of the way. And let me tell you, I'll save that for some words of wisdom because
Dude.
it pissed me off.
Wife should have drove so you could enjoy the view. I don't know why you didn't do that.
Jones, Oklahoma. Do you know where that's at or no?
No
Okay,
idea.
so Jones, Oklahoma is where he's from. Watch out for him, don't you?
Watch out for him. Spencer, watch out, bro.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
especially if that's what you're hanging up in your goddamn dorm.
I love it. Well, hey, thank you, everybody, for listening. This is 3 Gig Sports.
We out.
Discussions, I've been writing, I love it.